good evening, or morning, or afternoon, or wherever and whenever you may be listening to this. This is the first episode of Dim Van Podcast, as part of Dim Van Radio. I'm probably going to, think of a better name for that, because those are some shit titles. But at the moment, I haven't thought of anything, and you know me, everything I do is Dim Van Dam related. I call my penis Dim Van Schlong on occasions. And so on and so forth. So for the moment, this is Dim Van Podcast, part of Dim Van Radio, number one. Why am I doing this? Well, it's mainly for you, the discerning listener. You see, I write a lot of stuff on Facebook, and people enjoy it, people read it, exaggerating my achievements and how good my life is, when in reality it's just slightly above average, but that doesn't make a good Facebook, story. But then I thought to myself, all the people that read my statuses, all the people that enjoy reading the bollocks and the jokes that I put up, well, they're missing out. They're missing out on the calming and soothing nature of my voice. And the only way that I could give you the, let's face it, the gift of my calming, soothing voice is by doing Dim Van Radio and Dim Van Podcast. So, what's going to be included in these regular podcasts? Well, everything that I find interesting, really. Number one, wrestling and comics. Number two, what I do, my extracurricular activities. If you're a fan of, bowling, ice skating, downhill skiing, wakeboarding, riding, jumping, flying, anything that gives you a little bit of adrenaline, you may enjoy watching these regular Dim Van. Watching? You fucking fooled him. I meant listening. There's nothing to watch. Well, apart from maybe if I put like a picture of my face. If these come out on YouTube, I need like a still, and it'll probably be a photo of my lovely, sexy face. So you can watch that for however long the podcast episode is, so what else is going to be on it? I'm going to be discussing the science fiction genre as an industry, films that come out, films that I've enjoyed. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of MCU. There's going to be DC animated universe. And there's going to be some stuff that isn't part of the big giants, the Disney owned conglomerates. For example, late last year, a film came out called Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. I absolutely loved that film because I knew the history of it. I knew the French comic series, Franco-Belgian, because it wasn't French. It was written in French, but it was by a Belgian author. And creator. And I loved that. And when I tried to explain to people just how good that film was, not many people agreed with me, because first of all, they were unfamiliar with the subject matter. They were unfamiliar with Valerian as a title. And the response I got from most people was, "Hey, they're just copying Star Wars. They're just copying Star Wars." Well, everybody that said that, I've got news for you. You are wrong. Valerian comics first came out in 1964. Star Wars came out in 1977. So suck my big fanboy ball bag. And also, just for your, knowledge and education, George Lucas was a massive fan of Valerian comics, and he copied a lot of stuff. So if anything, Star Wars copied from Valerian. For example, the character of Jabba the Hutt is a massive rip-off of one of the villains in Valerian, and so on and so forth. And if you haven't guessed already, these podcasts, they don't have any structure, they don't have any planning. I just switch my phone on and talk into it about anything and everything that I want to talk about. For example, at the moment, while I'm recording this, on my tablet in the background, I'm watching Randy Orton versus Batista versus Daniel Bryan, the main event of WrestleMania 30. At the moment, because it's WrestleMania season, and I'll get into that a little bit more later on. I've actually got one of my students coming. I should be preparing for work, but I thought I'd rather do a bit of a Dim Van Podcast for your listening pleasure. I didn't say viewing that time, even though I wanted to. Yeah, so WrestleMania season, well, not even WrestleMania season anymore. It's on the 8th of April, which is, just a little bit over a week away. So it's WrestleMania time, not just WrestleMania season. I don't know anything about this year's WrestleMania apart from Asuka's going to be in it and Shinsuke Nakamura's going to be in it because they won the 2 Royal Rumbles, and I know about Roman Reigns and having another main event push that won't work because he won the Elimination Chamber. That's as much as I know about this year's WrestleMania. I'm not excited for it. I'm not. Oh, okay, that's my student. I shall see you later. I will continue this once I finish my lesson. See you in a bit. Here's a word from our sponsors, you cocks. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Do you suffer from night farts? I know I do. Sometimes it can be a real pain in the arse, literally and figuratively. But there is a solution. Why not try Wim Van Dam's Anti-Night Fart Tonic? It really does work. Next time you're at your local chemist, or if you're American, drugstore, why not ask for Wim Van Dam's Anti-Night Fart Tonic? It really works, and before you know it, you won't be waking up your wife with the stench of your rank night farts. Wim Van Dam's Anti-Night Fart Tonic. Ask for it by name, or don't, because it doesn't really exist. Hey, man! Are you a loser at school, man? Have you got no friends, man? You should do what I do, man. You should smoke cigarettes, man. It makes you cool. Yes, that's right. Smoking is cool. Cool people smoke. Everybody knows that. So if you're a bit of a loser and you wanna add a little bit of, je ne sais quoi to your image and instantly make people like you, get some Marlboro Lights, get some Benson and Hedges, get some probably not Silk Cut, but just get some smokes and puff away, and instantly you'll be the life of the party and the talk of the town. That's what worked for me. So there you go. Those are our sponsors: Wim Van Dam's Anti-Night Fart Tonic and cigarettes. And thank you to our sponsors for making this possible. Without them, I wouldn't be able to bring my podcast, Dim Van Podcast, to you people at home. I wouldn't be able to, lie on my couch like I'm doing now and talk into my phone if it wasn't for the sponsors. So, yeah, thanks to them. Fake coughing. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those adverts. I've finished my lesson and I'm actually on the toilet at the moment having a thunderous dump. Well, it hasn't come out yet, but I'm sure when it does, it'll be a thunderous dump. So that's something for you to think about and enjoy thinking about. Let's get back to the subject of WrestleMania. I mean, I'm not excited in the slightest for it, and it's kind of depressing when you think about the nostalgia previous WrestleManias in prior years have had, like an effect on your memories, your childhood, things like that. Even, when I was already an adult, when I was already like 21, 22, I used to look forward to WrestleMania something rotten. We used to plan WrestleMania parties. We used to look forward to it, a month in advance, weeks in advance. But now it's, I'll watch it. Why shouldn't I watch it? It's one of the best shows of the year, just purely for the spectacle and the organization and the razzmatazz of it all. But as far as the matches are concerned, I can only tell you one match that's going to happen, if they haven't changed it at the time of recording, and that match is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, which already happened at a previous WrestleMania. So what the hell am I supposed to be excited for? I just don't care about the modern product. I do find the whole continuation of the Women's Revolution quite interesting. I do think they have a unique selling point there, making the women do the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, the first ever Women's Hell in a Cell, the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber. It is very interesting. And
at most, those matches have delivered. They have delivered. They haven't just been, name value. The Women's Royal Rumble, I enjoyed it. I did. The Women's Elimination Chamber was excellent, I thought. The first ever Women's Hell in a Cell between Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair, that was worth watching as well. But come on, man, it's WrestleMania. The whole show from start to finish is supposed to be something that you anticipate, that you look forward to with passion, and I'm just not feeling it this year. I'm not. And it's going to be another attempt at making Roman Reigns the face of the company, despite the fact that they've failed to do it in the last, 4 or 5 years. When will they learn that people just don't care about Roman Reigns? You can't repeat the success of one superstar, in this case John Cena, by trying to do exactly the same thing with another one. And I know other people, other podcasts, other wrestling journalists, not that I'm a wrestling journalist, I'm just a fan, but wrestling journalists have put this into perspective by saying Hulk Hogan worked. Why did Hulk Hogan work? Because he was completely different to Bob Backlund. Why did Stone Cold Steve Austin work? Because he was completely different to Hulk Hogan. Why did The Rock work? Because he was completely different to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Why did John Cena work? Because he was completely different to The Rock. Why didn't The Ultimate Warrior work as WWF champion? Because he was a bit like Hulk Hogan. And that's the reason Roman Reigns doesn't work on this occasion, because he's a bit like John Cena. Don't repeat. Innovate, invent, that's what pays off in the wrestling business. Something new when something old has become stale and people have lost interest. If people have lost interest, don't try and recreate the thing that they've lost interest in. It's ridiculous. So those are my thoughts on WrestleMania. Okay, I'm going to put it on pause for the moment. I'm going to be back in a minute because, I told you where I am as soon as we came back from the ad break. I wasn't lying, I'm on the toilet, and I need to wipe my bum and wash my hands. See you in a bit.
And I'm back. Okay, sorry about that. I know it's a little bit uncouth and impolite to record a podcast mid-shit, but, if you don't go when you got to go, the poo can actually go back up inside your body and kill you, according to the bear from Bo Selector. So, not to be sniffed at. So this is me sounding off. This is the conclusion to Dim Van Podcast Episode 1, if you will. So you've heard what I think about this year's WrestleMania. Nonplussed, unexcited. Next time I want to talk a little bit more about comics, because I've got a lot of stuff on the go at the moment. In between lessons and in between work and on my breaks and everything, I read a lot of comics in digital format on my tablet. I read about 10 issues a day of stuff, and stuff I've got on the go at the moment is Batman Beyond 2.0 from the digital first DC releases. I'm rereading Lobo, the original Lobos from the 90s, which is an awesome trip down memory lane. I used to remember collecting them. The Forbidden Planet used to put them in my reserve file for me so that I'd never miss an issue. So I'm rereading those after 20 plus years, and it's very enjoyable, very nostalgic. I'll talk about some modern titles and some independent titles that I really enjoy at the moment. Image Comics are releasing some amazing stuff these days. Well, in the past 3 years, definitely. I mean, if you've never heard of Postal or Nailbiter, oh my God, I'll tell you about those next time. Once again, I'd like to thank my sponsors. That's Farting at Night thing that I can't remember, and cigarettes. Remember, smoking is cool people smoke, all that jazz. I've enjoyed just talking and hearing the sound of my own voice, which means you probably did too. Write to me, tell me what you think. Do you think these Dim Van podcasts are worth continuing? Again, there's no structure to them. It's just me and my mouth with words coming out of it. Let me know if you share some of the opinions that I've expressed in this podcast. Let me know if you don't. In fact, do that. But I'm telling you, I probably won't
answer you because you're all shit. I don't care what you think. Of course I don't. Okay, this has been Dim Van Dam eating the spam straight out of the can. It's me. It's that wanky DVD. That stands for Dim Van Dam, by the way, and not digitally versatile disc, which is a common mistake made because, like DVDs, like when you watch a DVD and the initials for Dim Van Dam is DVD. I don't know. I don't need to explain this. You're all very intelligent people. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to me. Okay. See you next time. See you on episode 2 of Dim Van Radio Presents Dim Van Podcast. I will work on the title because that just sounds like I've stuck the word podcast and radio in my name, and I'm a lot more inventive than that. I am. It's just I haven't prepared and I couldn't be bothered. Who knows? Give me some suggestions. Give me some suggestions in the comments boxes for what you think this show should be called, because all we've got at the moment is Dim Van Podcast, and a fucking monkey could think of something better, which means you people can too. Okay, I shall see you soon, and you shall listen to me soon. Bye-bye now.